You are live. Alive. Alive, alive, alive. I am live on the Fancy Action Now. This is the live stream with your host, El Viejo Toro, with some more gaming news today. Today was a major news day in gaming, and it has been a fever pitch ever since The Last of Us 2 has dropped, with very few signs of ceasing. But I think we're actually in decline, and this is an unrelated news story. So I thought I would finish up my day with something that isn't The Last of Us 2. And I may have made the Last of Us 2 video forever. I can't imagine making another one unless I can dig up some refund return figures for The Last of Us 2. And then we will have ourselves a vidya. Yes, sir, indeedy do. All right, so Angry Joe. Angry Joe, that most venerable of YouTubers and game reviewers. The guy's got merch, the guy's got websites, the guy's doing live streams in like a custom theater environment. I mean, he is the darling of YouTube, right? At least he has been. And there's many times that despite his notoriety, where Joe, and I'm going to give Joe his due, okay? First of all, he is YouTube royalty in the gaming world, okay? He is his own brand. He has built that brand over, at least a decade, right? So you got to give some respect to Joe. And I do. And I have been a subscriber for many years. I watch a lot of his reviews, and sometimes I am very impressed because he really straddles the line. He is 1 foot in independent game journalism and 1 foot in the corporate world. And he kind of has to because he's so big. He can't just be the angry independent guy that alienates everybody because of his opinion. He's got to kind of walk that line, balance on the fence, and he does that very well. And a lot of times when he's offended, like he came out with the Last of Us 2 review and his playthrough, and he was offended by how Joel was handled. He was angry about it, as he should be. So you have to give him credit. Sometimes, in my opinion only, he soft soaps a little bit to stay in the good graces with the powers that be. But that is to be expected at that point. If you're going to you're going to play at that level, you're going to have to become a diplomat in some respects. But he still retains some of his fire of independence where, hey, when it's bullshit, he calls bullshit. So I give Joe that credit. Like, I don't think Joe is a sellout. I don't think Joe is a shill. I think he's very good at what he does. I think he's a genius marketer. He's a brilliant guy. If he got out of video games tomorrow, there would be somebody there offering him a job to promote their company. Guaranteed, probably at a VP level. He's quite good. He's very good at what he does. So credit to Joe. Now, the problem when you get that big and that successful, you automatically, this is what celebrities deal with. So there are many times that I would say to people watching this video, whoever cares to, that success brings its own problems. You've heard more money, more problems. Very, very accurate statement. Because everybody wants a drop of blood. Everybody wants a little piece of you. Everybody wants to promote themselves at your expense. I'm guilty of it. I would leave comments and video links on Joe's channel because I know how big he is. And did it generate some traffic for me? Yeah, sure did. Sure did. Is that ethical? Kinda not. But it's one of those things where when you get so big, people want a piece of you. I'm surprised that he's gone this long without being Me Too'd. I am amazed that he's gone this long. Probably because he's beloved. He is a beloved figure on YouTube. He is a nice guy. He's a sweetheart. Look at him. Look at those cheeks. Don't you just want to pinch those Joe cheeks? With the little fur, with a little bit of fur, his little furry cheeks. Joe's a nice guy. And I want to pinch his cheeks. No, it's not really. Wouldn't do it. Joe, don't worry. If you see me at a convention or a show, I'm not going to be coming up going, oh, look at that push. Look at that put 'em. So, the only reason I think Joe has escaped is because he's video games and because he's genuinely a nice guy. He's got friends. He's got a successful brand and business. That is going to attract females. I have seen Joe's girlfriend, or one of them, and she is a beautiful girl. I mean, an amazing looking girl. And I've seen Wookiemonster, and although she's kind of that girl next door, kind of geeky gamer girl, that is very, it's very nice. A lot of guys like that. I would be amazed if Joe would even consider her as even romantic material on any level. Ouch. Do you know what I'm saying? It's bunk. It's bunk. I'm really sorry, and I know a lot of people want to beat up on Joe, and you're chubby now, and this kind of stuff. He's now a grown man. Okay? He was a young guy when he started. He is now a grown man. We are well down the road. I mean, what are we talking about? 2014, 15 years? Come on, man. He's been at this. I don't know how old he is, but, he's in his 30s at this point, right? Mid-30s maybe. Maybe even pushing 40. Who knows? I don't know how old he is. But, that's not something Joe has to do. He's a successful guy. He's a good-looking man. I mean, again, people make fun of him, but he's a genuinely decent guy. I can tell you that right now. Never met the guy. Never met him in person. But I can tell you, for watching him for years and watching him interact, watching him have fun, watching him, get mad at the same gaming stuff I get mad at. He's a decent man. Again, you can't keep people around you. You can't keep a brand growing. You can't grow an audience like that and be a complete jackhole. So, the problem, though, when you have a successful man, is that he is able to marshal resources to defend his good name. And he will do so. And fire will rain from the sky. Okay? I mean, again, one of the nice things about this kind of thing is when you have a man of good reputation, of talent, of obvious intelligence, and resources that are necessary to retain highly qualified legal counsel to flip the script on you and hold you accountable and even charge you for their legal fees. Loss of reputation, loss of revenue in your business. If you can prove any of that, you can wreck a false accuser. You can wreck them. And this person is a false accuser. Okay? This person is a false accuser. Joe, the likelihood that there's any legitimacy to this claim is, in my opinion, is remote. I can be proven wrong. I've been wrong in the past, not too often though. And, you know, it's one of those things where keep going, ladies. Okay? It's eroding legitimacy for real claims. So there is legitimate sexual harassment, inappropriate behaviors, overly aggressive behaviors or unwelcomed behaviors and these kind of things. That's legitimately out there. All right. I'm a dad of a daughter. You know, I don't want to see females victimized. Again, I want everybody to enjoy themselves. I want everybody to have a good time. But it's there are legitimate problems out there. And when I have a look here, and I don't know what her total motivation is, but sometimes I think it's attention seeking or money seeking remuneration, undeserved remuneration. Like, here, just take this money and go away. I want some attention. This kind of stuff. You have to be very careful when you go down these roads. Now, if the accusation is legitimate, and I mean really legitimate, really legitimate. I mean, you have to, I think it's important to understand that in human interactions, it's a spectrum. It's not just a black or a white. It is a spectrum of what some people are comfortable with and some people aren't, and the way some people have had success romantically acting one way, typically, and then, it's not, received as well with somebody else. But it's not criminal, okay? It's not criminal. Is the claim that this woman have criminal? I don't believe it is. But if it is, good. Make your claim, have your evidence, and go ahead and plead your case if you feel it's legitimate. But if it's frivolous, you diminish the process for legitimate people, men and women. It goes both ways. I'm always hearing about abuse of women. Men deal with physical and emotional and financial abuse from women as well. Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about how men experience abuse, which we do. Okay? Again, is it an equal measure? Is it equal under the law? Do we both stand equal under the law? Okay? Because if this claim is frivolous, she is abusing his good name. She is abusing his ability to earn revenue. She is tarnishing his reputation. She is slandering him in the media. There's a real price to that. So what I would say is, Joe, if there's legitimacy to the claim, own up to it, pay your dues. If there's no legitimacy to the claim, then he's already done this. He's retained counsel. When I heard that, see, Joe is a smart person, regardless of gender. He is a smart person. The first thing he did, the first thing you heard, as soon as the accusation drops, boom, the man retains counsel. Best thing in the world. And that counsel is going to tell you, do your thing, don't speak about it. We're going to make a determination of the legitimacy of this claim. And if we can refute this claim, how much do you want to go after this person for? I've been in on conversations like this. I've been on deposition for sexual harassment cases. Not for me personally, for a company. It was an accusation that happened in a department that I worked with. And the woman who made the claim, it was age discrimination. Sorry, it was age discrimination. But it was a male supervisor and a female employee. And I was the manager of another group, but they were seated in the same area. They were seated. We shared this like section, and the supervisor, her claim was legit, and she won her case, and I was brought in because I was in that environment to do deposition. So I know a little bit about what goes on in these kind of things. You can go after, and she went after the company with both barrels. And the company just rolled over because they didn't want their name put in the public record as being discriminatory against women. And they were, in this particular case, they were. So there you go. There you go. I mean, it's like, again, but on the shoe on the other foot, if you make a frivolous claim and do damage to somebody's livelihood, reputation, and brand, they can come after you, again, for lost reputation, slander, lost revenue, legal fees. It can be something. It can be something if that person decides, I want everything I can get for the hassle this person put me through. You get somebody motivated, believe it. It can be devastating to somebody making a false or frivolous accusation. So what I would say to Joe is, Joe, I'm a fan, bro. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Stick with your legal counsel. Follow exactly what they tell you to do. And this will be just another one of these issues that is hot for a week, and we'll get the decision and it'll be dismissed or whatever it is. That person will retract, and then you have to make a determination of what you're going to do to them, if anything. And you might just let it go, but then again, you might not. This has been LVAO Tour, the Fancy Action Now for the Game.